Okay, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
It's Some Dumb Guy, and it's time for Some Dumb Buys. I've got stuff, and I've got things. Join me for this semi-large-ish, small, probably, stack of this unboxeloping. Yeah, that's what we're going to call it, an unboxeloping. Why? Because I got little boxes. And I got a few envelopes. Let's begin this trip. Head over to the Philippines. Why? Because we're going to go with the Manila. Bad jokes galore. All right. What we got going on here? I'll preface this a little bit. This is kind of very similar to my last unenveloping video I made, in the sense that most, not maybe all of these, are going to be used media. And the reason for that is that almost all of them, if not all of them, are rodent house produced or controlled, flickering lights, rodent house controlled or produced properties, and I don't buy those new. I don't give the rat my money. I can't have it. So if there's a title I want to own that is under their umbrella, it gets purchased through some kind of secondary used source, the secondhand market. So that's what we're doing. There's going to be no order to this one because I haven't opened anything yet, but interestingly, it's both promising and concerning. This came from an individual, not a retailer, so this one is actually a new sealed copy, allegedly. My concern in looking at this point is that the insert on this DVD leaves something to be desired. I look at this and then my first instinctive response is this a bootleg? I'm not sure. I don't think this is a title that would be bootleggable or bootleg worthy to take a Seinfeld reference there. But enough suspense already. No particular order here, but this is going to be a theme for probably this entire video. I am picking up the complete series of The Big Valley, starring the lovely Barbara Stanwyck. This is a 4-season-long Western TV series. Thought it would go nicely with my Bonanza and Gunsmoke complete series, that those actually have gotten complete box sets for. The Big Valley, on the other hand, has had nothing but individual releases, and it has been out of print for some time. Hey, buddy. Buddy's passing through. You want to say hi to the people? Come here. How you doing? Huh? Get you a little room to walk through here with all my boxes and envelopes. Huh? Come here. Excuse me, boy. How you doing? Hmm? Buddy's adapting to domestic life after being a homeless stray for I don't know how many years. He's a good boy. He's a very gentle kitty. Yeah, he's becoming a very good friend. He's adapting as well as they could. He was used to wandering around all over the place, as he would, but that comes with its own risk, including injuries and starvation and scavenging for food and being dirty and flea-ridden, which makes for unhappy kitties. So he's struggling with trying to get rid of the wandering desires while settling in and being happy and loved and warmed and cared for and well fed. He's put a couple pounds on. He's getting fat. But he's a good boy. He's very gentle, very calm, as you can see. Here he is. Say hi. Hey, buddy. Say hi. Oh, you got sleepy eyes already, huh? We better head up to bed then. I'll join you shortly. There you go. Be nice to Sugar. There's a little bit of contention on Sugar's part for having to share her home. Back to the media. Becoming a rather large Barbara Stanwyck fan over the last 5 months or so, give or take. Never seen her in anything as an older actress. I was probably peripherally aware of The Big Valley growing up. Probably came across it syndication on TV a time or three, but I don't think I ever really watched an episode. Pending any future re-releases, this might be the only real opportunity a person would have to own it. So I went hunting between Amazon and eBay to see what I could find, what kind of prices I could find them for. And this was season 2. Now we have season 3. Since I haven't really, other than slitting them, dug into any of these envelopes or boxes yet, I don't know what kind of order these things are going to pop out as. So this is the exact same style casing and insert as season 2 was. This comes from a different seller. I didn't get any of these from the same source. Everything is the same style. The photograph for season 3 is crisper and more vibrantly colored. Is that indicative of anything? It could be indicative of season 2 possibly being a bootleg, but it could also be just the fact that this could have been sitting on a shelf with a little bit of sunlight or LED light exposure for a time that possibly could have faded it out just slightly. I mean, I don't even know if you could tell the difference of it if it's going to be an in-person thing, but that's what we're looking at. I'm scoping out the back now while you're looking at the front. This is season 3 right here. This is heavier. I think this one might be one more disc. Which is weird, feels thicker, because season 3 is 26 episodes and season 2 here is 30 episodes and 26 episodes. But yeah, the stylization and everything is identical. So, I mean, who knows? I'm hoping I get lucky on that, because buying from individual third parties instead of businesses, when you're able to get something new like that from the secondhand market, means you get the best of both worlds. You're not supporting the people you don't want to support, but you're also getting a brand new copy like you had bought it through a legitimate store, retail establishment, or whatever. So you get that benefit without having to worry about potentially damaged discs for season 1. A little extra bonus packaging this person went through. So you got an envelope, a layer of cardboard, and then underneath we've got a layer of bubble wrap. Hi, buddy. Season 1. This appears, as far as I can tell, I didn't see any listings for any other season that were packaged this way. I used to be a real big fan of this style packaging, especially for this style, because this kind of thing replaced the multi-fold out deals that they used to do for 6 or 7 disc TV shows. So this disc 1, Barbara Stanwyck on the cover there. Got an episode list on the back. Disc 2, presumably. Oh, no. Disc 1 and 2. And then we got discs 3 and 4, another episode list. And disc 5. No 6. But we've got that glorious 20th Century Fox logo on there, which pre-Rodent House, great. Rodent House bottom up, not great. But yeah, for a while, I was a fan of this style packaging that replaced the multi-fold out, whatever those are called. And I like this, but then when they started going in and inventing the 5 and 6 disc cases that were the standard 14mm thick DVD cases, and we're able to fit them all in there. As you all know, I hope, if you watch me on any regular basis, I'm big about space saving. So it's like, okay, I've got 5 discs here, I've got 5 or 6 discs here, which is the preferable case issue. You've got a superior spine with artwork and readability here versus tiny here. You've got, presumably, whether it's the same amount of discs or one less disc, you've got a third less space taken up, not even taking the outer box into consideration. A lot of you have probably watched me talk about shelf appeal when it comes to laying out your stuff, right? So that's how 1, 2, and 3 end up looking on your shelf. 5 discs, 6 discs, by the way. And even if you flip it, which in these kind of cases I'm more inclined to do, it looks better, but it don't look great, and it certainly don't match. I got the show now, and that is ultimately what matters most. I can change packaging. I do change packaging. You all know I do. So that first season is probably going to get revamped, redone. This one is a out-of-print Blu-ray. Next up we have here, and I picked this up to try to make up for a goof that from the last Kino Lorber sale. Inadvertently bought a movie thinking it was a different movie. So I had to do a little homework. I might find exactly what the movie was that I did want. I found it, but it's out of print on Blu-ray or any media, so I had to go and track down a used copy, which I did, and I got this one through Amazon. Jean-Claude Van Damme's Nowhere to Run. Confused Hard Target, rather, for this. I don't think I've actually ever seen Hard Target, so I sense a back-to-back viewing in my future. I think it'll be appropriate to go through and check them both out, the one that I wanted to get and then the one that I inadvertently got. One thing I haven't done, I have to do, disc conditions. And that, my friends, my viewers, hey look, there's your movie. That's what I'm watching right now for a little preview for this next episode of Some Dumb Watch. If any of you recognize that, call that your hint, your spoiler, whatever, for what's going to be featured. Which, depending on when I end up posting this, could come before or after the next episode of Some Dumb Watch, because unboxings, envelopings, and unboxelopings, they're not timely. They don't matter, so they don't have to be scheduled for anything. Some Dumb Watch, those are on a schedule. I'm going through season 1 now, just to get an idea. Just want to look at the first disc. There's a couple very fine scratches, a couple smudges on it, but overall, that one looks pretty good. That's just disc 5. I'm going to take it on faith for the time being that the others are the same. We don't want to waste time scrutinizing every single disc's condition as we go through these. Your time is valuable, I realize that, and I have a tendency to ramble. Another out-of-print Blu-ray, used disc check. Ooh, that's pretty. That looks immaculately brand new again. I'm having really great luck with these used movies and TV shows, DVDs, Blu-rays, whatever that I'm getting through Amazon and eBay. What we have here is, I've been on a Michael Douglas kick purchasing lately. With Demi Moore, we have Disclosure, based on the Michael Crichton novel as an adaptation. I've seen the movie once, I read the novel once. I recall liking both. Also co-stars Donald Sutherland I see here on the back. Directed by Barry Levinson, a name I very strongly recognize, but can't place actual titles that he's done. I'm sure many of you watching will probably go, hey, who was that guy? But you won't actually say so in the word box because nobody actually uses that around here. All right, the envelopes are done. I got boxes, and they're identical boxes. And this is interesting because I've never received an Amazon purchase with a box like this. Very interesting because this one here, relatively large size box, right? It's got one title in it. One. But it is a 4K. It is brand new. Comes with slipcover. The artwork on the slipcover looks like, the back of it looks like absolute dog shit. Really weird. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a moment. We have Stephen King adaptation of Silver Bullet. Blanking on the, I think this is on one of his novellas or short stories in one of the collections he wrote, and I'm blanking if Silver Bullet was the title or it was an adaptation of a different story. Look at this. Okay, let's focus. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that. But that image right there, what I'm looking at, blurry as hell. Same image, more or less. It's kind of here versus here. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to see that very well. This image is crystal clear. This one really fuzzy, and I don't know why. But this all might have been on my to-buy watch list for some time. But being Shout Factory, getting a good price on these, particularly in 4K, the opportunities are few and far between. I think this was, it'll be up here. I think I want to pay $23 for it, if memory serves. I couldn't find it for any less, and I watched it for quite a while. I got tired of it sitting on my watch list and my cart monitoring the pricing. What the heck? All right, so we got last big box. And this one has this little tray inside, presumably to keep this from collapsing. But this one, same style box, had nothing. That's interesting. So yeah, this little tray here is sliding there, and I guess that's supposed to, I don't know. Is this, I've never seen this before. This slides around, so that's not going to prevent the disc from going anywhere. But is that enough to, I don't know. Whatever. This is some really rigid cardboard. Whatever. Amazon for you folks. Oh. It's popped open. That's not a good sign. It's bulging. Disc. This is a, this one isn't sealed. I'm assuming it's the same as the others. Where you got the little multi-page flappy flappies. We'll go through all that, make sure everything clicky, okay. And it's got a really kind of funky looking image. It's probably just the period and the photography at the time. But this is the last final season, as I call it, of, oh, there's something rattling around there, Big Valley. 4 total seasons for the series. It's like my backwards reading. Looks like 26 more episodes. So they had a pretty solid run. Oh yeah, there's a little sliver of broken plastic in there. It's like this box from Amazon had the best packaging from all of them, and yet this was the one that had the only one that had any physical damage. I got the slightest little bit of, you'll see there it is, right, little plasticky piece. I have no idea where that popped off from. Doesn't really matter as long as it doesn't affect anything. I said the got your multi-page deals here. The hinge part had popped out of one, and then that forced the rest of it open for whatever reason. I don't know how that kind of thing happens, but it did. Let's see here. Even the discs on this have, actually in feeling their texture, have a VO, what they call it, an MOD feel to it, manufactured on demand, which you run into sometimes. It's just you see a difference in quality. Ooh, we got some scratches on this one here. This is, you can kind of see, I can see some of them on my camera screen there. DVDs are far more resilient than some, not as resilient as Blu-rays, but more resilient than 4Ks. So as of now, this is the only one that's been of concern. This disc looks pretty damn clean. That's disc 2. These ones I'm going to look at a little more thoroughly than the others. Disc 3, very minor imperfections on it. It might just be in need of a cleaning. Disc 4, and if it is MOD, that would be a lesser quality coating, I think, on the discs as well, which wouldn't offer as much scratch protection. Disc 4's got a couple little scratches on it. Disc 5. Yeah, these are definitely going to need a good cleaning. Just maybe one scratch and some smudging. Spindles to hold the discs are all intact. That's always nice. Very minor issues there. More smudging than anything else. So either disc 1 had popped free and did a little bit of traveling, or whoever originally owned this only watched the first disc in this last season, but did so repeatedly, because that's some wear and tear there if I've ever seen any. So, yeah, there we go. That's how we have it. Looking at it backwards, I was like, oh my gosh, everything's in reverse order. But that's, yeah, see, again, season 1, the rest 2, 3, 4, cool. Consistent spine art. You know, I'm a huge fan of that, particularly when it comes to seasons of television. I think each individual spine should have a continuity and a consistency to its layout. Good picture, you get the title layout same size, you get your discounts or whatever, your studio logos. But yeah, season 1, I don't know. Apparently it only went through one run. This would have been the original first release of it, probably, on DVD. And it was never remanufactured to get an update on the packaging, like so often happens with TV shows on a second run of production. Because I know that even after season 1 was released, then they released season 2 in a volume 1, which might have had packaging like this. Don't quote me on that. I think I might have seen that. But so season 1 came out like this. Season 2 volume 1 was then released. I've never seen a listing, anybody selling a season 2 volume 2. So it almost looks like they went to season 1, season 2 volume 1, and then they said, screw it, we're going to do 2 in one complete entity, and then 3, then 4. And then they went consistently with that package, but they never went back and revisited and did that in matching packaging. I wish they did. If they did and I come across it someday, I'll probably replace it. Otherwise, I will be scanning and printing, just obviously with this style artwork, so it still won't match. But I will scan and reprint into a size and get that into a regular DVD case, a 14mm case that will hold all those discs. And so at least it will be as matching as humanly possible that I can make it size-wise for my shelf. The aesthetics I can't fix. It's beyond my capability. There are people out there with far more skills at that kind of thing than I have. So anyway, what we got? 4, 5, 6, 7 titles. I'm going to call it 7 releases. We're done. This is long. Check it out. Thank you for watching. Appreciate your presence. What do you think about what I purchased? Have you purchased anything recently? Let me know. As always, the word box, we love it. It's our friend. Engage, interact, talk. I will be filming my next episode of SumDumBuys tomorrow or the next day in the morning. This is a reminder that I'm getting close to finishing Seinfeld, and I need suggestions, recommendations for a new TV show to watch as part of my weekly rotation. I'd like some feedback. I have a large TV library, much of it I've never watched. So if you have any suggestions for me, things that you recommend or like to see me kind of cover in a casual sense, throw it out at me. If I own it and I haven't already watched it, or if I own or most of it, or if it's something that's on my to-buy list that I can get in the very near future, word box, drop those suggestions, and I will pick something if I get any contributions whatsoever. There's a chance. If nobody cooperates, that's okay. I'll figure something out on my own, because, yeah, that's what we do here. Hey, kitty. Buddy's passing through again. Hey, good boy. Buddy brought in some fleas. He lived in the catio outside while he was rehabilitating for about 2 months, and then slowly transitioned him to indoor living. There he is. And it's baby possum season. And baby possums can get into the catio, and we're all going after his food and the smell of his litter box outside. And they would leave some fleas, and he picked up some, and then he was bringing them inside. And fortunately, I never really left him, which was great, but you just never know. Sugar's susceptible, of course. She's had 1 flea in 6.5 years that I've had her. I haven't found a single flea in my home. I haven't found a single flea on her. But him, over the last week, I've probably pulled off about 16 or 17. So diatomaceous earth everywhere for like 3-4 days. These guys are coated in it. I had to do a lot of cleaning and vacuuming and dusting today, because there's no way I couldn't even sit anywhere to try to record. You guys would have seen all this white powdery dust everywhere. I'm done. Bye-bye. Good night. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Say bye-bye to Buddy. He's happy. Ooh, let's go like this. Hey, Buddy. There he is. You're on camera, Buddy. You're on YouTube. Say hi.
Alan.